Again, today on our Tech Thursday, we are going to go over a review of how and where you would go to edit your personal agent website, and then kind of touch on some of the features that are available for you guys there. And then next week, we'll go into a little bit more depth about building out some pages, if sub pages, all that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions, anybody that is online, I do have you guys all muted. So go ahead and send your questions over in the chat box, and then I'll open it up for questions at the end as well. Okay. So to edit your personal agent website, everything will be done through the Resource Center. So you'll need to log into the Resource Center just like you always have. Let me log in here real quick. And once inside the Resource Center, you will click on the Lead Resource tab. That Lead Resource tab will open you up to our company, our desk. So that if for those of you that have been in the Resource Center before and kind of explored, that should look very familiar to all of you guys. For today's functions, the only place you'll need to pay attention to is in the left lower hand corner under the Services tab. Everyone should see a tab that says Website Administration. So we'll go ahead and we'll click that Website Administration, and it's going to open a new window for us that will say welcome, whatever your name is. And this is where we will go ahead and you'll have access to edit the information and the design of your website. The first thing you'll want to do when you get on here is double check your profile and just make sure that the information is correct, or the information that's showing is the information that you would like to show. When we did go onto our website, they pulled most of the information from the corporate Berkshire Hathaway website. So I would just encourage everybody to double check to make sure that the email address that they pulled over is the email address you're using, phone number, so on and so forth. So if the information is not correct, you do have access to edit some of that information. Your name will not be editable, but your marketing name is editable. So that would be the name that's going to show on your website. So if you go as a team or anything of that nature, you could change your marketing name to your team name, and that is the name that's going to show on your website. Otherwise, you can just leave that as your name. Your phone numbers are down here. It depends on what template you decide you would like to use for your website to what phone number shows. Most or all templates show the direct number. Some of them show the direct and the cell phone. So depending on what template you use, if you use a template that only shows the direct number, but you want your cell phone number to show, then you would just come in here and change this number right here to your cell phone number. Again, just make sure your primary email address is up to date. And then down here, another thing to double check is your MLS board, just to make sure. I know some of our offices are in MyBoard and also another MLS board, to make sure those pulled over correctly. So you just make sure your board's there with the correct listing ID. This will allow your listings to pull to your website. Once you double check that that's all correct, you can just submit any changes. If there's anything on there that is not correct, that is a grayed out field for you that you cannot edit, you can either email me or email the admin in your office, and they have access to edit those. After your profile is correct, we'll move on to the My Website tab on the left-hand side of the screen. Inside of here, you're going to have several sub-tabs. This is where you're going to be able to edit the bulk of your website. For most of you that are not going to get super high tech with your website, most everything you would probably do is under the Configurations tab, the Website Pages tab, which is where you would add new pages, and then the Listings tab, which is where you would have access to edit any listings that you have, or if you would like to add more information to those listings. We'll go ahead and start under the Configurations tab. This is where you will be able to edit the design of your website. Anybody that edited their website in Delta Media, this process is very similar to what you would have done there. So to change this layout, you would just select see available designs, and then you have 20 different designs to choose from. And I will say too, and I'll show you in a minute, these background pictures or banner pictures are editable as well. So if you like this specific layout with the search here, but you do not like that banner, that is editable. So don't not pick that one just because you don't like the specific image on it. I have a question. Okay, Rita and RE Sales. I will have to look, or I guess Rita is Karen. I'll have to look at your accounts here shortly after we get out of this and just make sure that they carried everything over. But I am recording this so I can send you a copy of this video as well. So when you're under here, you can just kind of get an overview of the design and what you kind of want your website to look like. You can kind of glimpse and see right here. This design number 2 has the property search across the top, and then it has your banner. Then it would have your information, whereas this one has the search down the side with your information here. So there are, again, 20 different layouts, and most of them are pretty customizable. So you just kind of go through and pick which one you like. For today, we'll go ahead and change to this one. Once you've selected your design, if you want to preview it, you can go down to the bottom and click View My Site. And it's going to pull up and show you exactly what the site looks like. So this one is pulling just that direct office line. So if I wanted this to be my cell phone, under my contact information, I would change out that direct office line to the cell phone number. This is a specific jump search right here. I'll show you how that can be edited as well. So right now it's pulling, everybody's is going to default to recent listings. I think we're pulling back recent as in the last 7 days in your market. But if you wanted that to scroll just your listings or something of that nature, or a specific neighborhood you do, you can go ahead and do that as well. And then this has a couple search by maps, explore neighborhoods, and if you have a question, to go ahead and contact me across the bottom. So if we're okay with that, we could just call it a day and move on. If we wanted to edit that, let's say we don't like this banner, you can go ahead and just click edit here. This one actually has 27 different ones preloaded in here, so you can kind of toggle through what you think best fits with the look of your website. Or if you have a specific image, let's say you would like this banner to be the Indianapolis skyline. You can go ahead and browse that picture that you own and upload it. I would not suggest just pulling an image from Google. You do want to make sure that you own the image because you can get in trouble if you just pull one offline. But if you do have your own photo or you purchase one, you can go ahead and upload any of those photos to be your banner as well. For this one, we'll go ahead and do this. And then once you've selected your new photo, you just go ahead and submit, and it's going to change it out to what we selected. Another feature you can do down here as well is edit your contact information. This is very similar to where we just were on the front page, but if you didn't do it there, you could kind of toggle here. And then you can add your social links. So if you wanted to add in your blog, Facebook, Twitter, another website that you host, whatever you would like to add, you can add that here. For today's purposes, I went ahead and pasted our company Facebook page on here just so I can kind of show you how it comes across. So you would just submit those and they'll show up on the website. And then you guys the URL is not really editable by you guys. If you need help editing your URL or forwarding, let's say you own something with GoDaddy, I can walk you guys through that. So now that we've added that social link, I just want to kind of show you where it pops up. And again, on every template, it's going to be a little bit different. On this specific template, that Facebook link is landing right under Nancy's name. So if we went ahead and click that, it's live. It's going to go straight out to whatever Facebook page she wants it to go to. So if you do have a business or a personal Facebook page, Twitter, any of those that you want to link, on this template, they are going to land right under your right under your name.
How do you put that in?
How do you put, to put that link in, we just went under here where it says social, under the settings, and clicked edit, and then I just copied and pasted it right into here.
But how do you know what?
I can show you where that is. Looks like we've got.
So that's just for social media.
Mm-hmm.
How do you edit the logo?
Bryn, I will have to check with you on exactly. You're asking how you can change the wording on your homepage and the listings. I will show you both of those. I'll call you after this and walk you through that specific process on your site. We were asking about the logo. On your side, the logo is locked on the agent side. So if you, for one reason or another, wanted a different logo, you can contact me and we can kind of work through that and see if it's approved for our site or not. So you would only have the option to change your banner or your photo out from the background.
So it's always going to be white with the Cabernet. It couldn't be Cabernet with white.
We would have to discuss that.
Yeah,
and it's different per template. Yes, the logo. The question was the logo always going to be Cabernet with the white background? The logo does vary per template as well. But if you find a template that has a logo on there that you don't prefer, talk with me and we can go ahead and try to edit that for you. Okay. Once you've kind of built out your homepage, your design, you're overall done with inside your website settings. For anybody that wants to get a little more techie and add some SEO settings so that they start showing up better in Google, that can be done under the SEO settings under your configuration as well. So you can add your keywords in here. I'll probably put together a list of some keywords that you guys could use for next week's class when we kind of go more in depth and talk about that. But for anybody that's wanting to dig into that today, that is exactly where you would go for that. The next thing that the next basic function that some of you agents might be wanting to do would be under the listings tab. This is going to pull in all of your active and recently closed listings. So you would be able to edit your listing here. Again, if you wanted to change any information, the information pulls from the MLS. So it should be the most up-to-date information. So you shouldn't technically ever have to change anything. But if you wanted to add any additional information, you would be able to go ahead and do that as well. And then Jenna said it will not let you change the MLS. Jenna, no, the MLS is locked for all agents. I just want them to check and make sure the information is correct. If it's not correct, either let me know or your admin know, and we can go in and update that information for you. So once you are under the listings tab, again, you can, if you just click on the MLS number, you can add additional remarks. So if you wanted to add something more than the 500 words that are allowed, at least in our MyBore system, or additional features, you can go ahead and add that here. If you wanted to go ahead and post an open house yourself, you could do that. Virtual tours or video tours, you have access to add those links in. And then you do have access as well to enter remarks next to every single picture. So if you wanted to add special details, maybe you want to make a note to someone about the kitchen has a special kind of countertop or something like that. Next to the kitchen picture, you could go ahead and add those details in here to show up on your website.
Does it pick up the verbiage from my
Yes.
board?
So anything that's added in MyBore will be pulling over, but this would just be if you wanted to add any additional information. So once you've done that, you'll just go ahead and submit, and then that will update on your website site as well. Also under the listings tab, we do have our own little version of a listing report for anybody that wanted to go ahead and do that. It's going to give you a snapshot of just what's going on our, if it loads, our website. So you can go ahead and here you can check the boxes to what information you want to be included on the report and what you don't want to be included. So it just kind of shows you how many property hits you've had, how many times the details have been viewed, some graphs, a map, pictures, and a map of the house down at the bottom. And then here you can either email this report to someone, or if you wanted to include it in a report, you could go ahead and print it. Jane, I'll follow with you on a blog. There are several places that you can start one, or we can add one to your personal website if you decided you wanted to run a blog on your personal website. So again, that report's similar to the Seller Advantage report. Just kind of gives you an overview of the hits that is under the listing report. So if you wanted to print that for your client or email that to them, that would fall here under all of your listings. Oops. And again, it's editable to what you would like to show, what information you would like to show on that. And again, it would be important to make sure that your MLS information is correct under my profile up here, so that your listings do pull in, because obviously if it's not correct, it will not be pulling the correct data. And as Jenna pointed out, as an agent, you do not have access to edit your MLS information, but your admin or myself can go in there and quickly update that for you. The next feature, should you so feel the need to use it, if you're wanting to get more in depth, is content files. Sorry. So here you can add PDFs of about any type of file you would want to host on your website. So if people want to host a resume, any of that, and then you can build a page and have a link to that PDF to open. Instead of putting your resume on an actual page, you could add a PDF or any other PDF. If you're sponsoring some sort of event and you want to have a registration form on there, we can go through all of that. I'll kind of walk through uploading and adding those probably next week. And then I think the week after that, the week of the business conference, we're going to have a couple super in-depth classes for anybody that would like to attend those live and online with Red. Since they will be in town, they're going to kind of go even more in depth than I do. So that will be the week of the 22nd or 23rd, whatever that Monday is. But there are content files if anybody wanted to update those or upload those, excuse me. But for, again, the basics of today, the next place that most people would go to would be your website pages. So you are able to, yes.
Are you doing a GoToMeeting?
Uh-huh.
Which Wi-Fi channel are you on? Because
I am on West.
West. Okay.
Yep.
That's not.
You should be on East.
Yeah.
Yep. I switched to West actually specifically.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So under the website pages is where you would be able to, you would add more content, or if you just wanted to add additional content to the pages that are already there, this is where you'd go ahead and do that. So on this current homepage, down here, this right here is a design, so you would not want to edit that. But if we wanted to add an About Me under that, you can go ahead and type that in. It is a WordPress, so you just type in just like a Word document, and then you'll be able to preview it, and it'll show you where it shows up on the website. On this website, it's going to show up across. I didn't tab down enough, but it's going to show across the bottom right here. And on this particular website, this right here is not editable. There are some templates where this is editable, but that is just a Berkshire branding from our host that on some templates is locked in there. Okay, I see my text. Oh, there it is. I must have typed in the wrong color. So now my About Me is falling down here. So I could type a little bio about myself and be able to post it down here for people to scroll down to. And again, on this template, it's showing at the bottom of the website. Depending on the template you're using, some of them are on the right-hand side, some are on the left-hand side. Again, it is specific per template. But if you are adding on the homepage, all of them, you will fall down in this area. So you, again, to get there, I was under the website pages. Then I just went ahead and clicked open, or just clicked on the name of the homepage. And I do not, if I want the homepage to stay the same, so I don't want to change any of the design, I will want to make sure that I tab down under that. You do not want to change any of that. So you'll just go ahead and leave that alone. And then you can type here. and that will put that information on the home page of your website. For anybody that is more tech savvy and you have HTML that you would like to paste there, you can go ahead and switch to the HTML side and paste it. But for most of us, we'll probably just stick with the Word function. Once you've previewed it and make sure that everything's the way you want it, you would just go ahead and publish it, and it's going to push all that information out to your home page. For anybody that is wanting to change the their jump searches, which would be the search that scrolls across the front of your website or whatever page you would like to put it on your website, that will be under the jump search tab. I just did an example here for a quick preview. Again, we'll go ahead and paste this on a website for next week. But you would just to create it, you just click new jump search. And I started one to save us a little bit of time. For that, you can name your jump search whatever you wanted to. For this one, I went down to a specific neighborhood. So I just named it the name of the neighborhood, and then I zoomed in and I just drew a polygon similar to what you can do in MyBore or anything. So if you're farming a specific neighborhood or you list a lot in a specific neighborhood and that's what you want just to scroll through, you can do that. You can break it down by any type of options that you would like to put here. And then also you can pick if you want map view or if you want photo view. So if you want to scroll this way on your website, or if you want it to show up as a map like this, you can select both of those functionalities, and then you'll just go ahead and save it. For anybody that is in there editing their website now and wants to change their jump search, it does give you directions right across the top, but you'll just copy this link right here and paste it onto the page where you're wanting to edit that. Again, the directions are across the top. But for those of us that are just wanting to change the design as of right now and the kind of the functionality, this is where you would create a search, and next week we can go ahead and I'll show you where to go ahead and paste that and how we do that functionality. So if you are wanting to do that, I would suggest maybe going in there under the jump searches this week and kind of playing around with it and figuring out what type of search you're wanting to put on your website. And then next week we'll walk through the steps. I'll quickly show the search, and then we'll go ahead and copy that and paste it out onto a website page and kind of show how it comes up and edit it and all of that. And again, that was under our jump searches tab. And overall, that is the basis of editing the basic information. If you're not wanting to add on pages, you're kind of just wanting to change the design, the look, maybe add a little bit of information here, those would be the steps you would go through. So again, just as a quick preface, we did touch on the configurations tab, which is where you would be changing your design and your background and editing any contact or social information that you would like to have there. Website pages, and then home is where you can add additional information to your specific homepage. And again, depending on your template, it does vary exactly where that information lands. I would say, I think on probably a good 60 to 80% of the templates that I've been in, it does go towards the bottom, but there are some that come down, I think it's the right-hand side of the page. Your content files, if you wanted to upload a file, and then that's really about it. So we do have some questions here. I'm going to write them down, and then I'll reach out to all of you guys. I have recorded this, so we will send it out. I know it's not too difficult once you get in there, but it's more figuring out exactly what tab you need to be under and where you're headed. Thank you guys for attending today. Again, next week, and actually the next couple weeks, we are going to be going each week a little bit further in depth. For those of you that would like to, If anybody needs assistance in the next week or so before next Thursday, wanting to go more in depth or just wanting to set up their jump searches so they're ready for next week, definitely reach out to me and I can help you with that and get everything set up. Here, let me make a quick note of these questions just to make sure that I've got everything down. I think I do. Okay. Jenna, if you wouldn't mind reaching out to me, or if you've already reached out to your admin with your correct MLS information, I'll get that updated today. Bryn, I'll call you this afternoon. And then Karen, I will reach out to you this afternoon as well. Alrighty.